Now for the track guide. Before starting, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out my courses. Link will be in the video description, even a course for this specific car that can take you to the next level, understanding the secrets and subtleties of what makes this car unique. Now going into the track guide itself, for turn 1, a reference for braking will be the number 1 board. You want to brake slightly before it, but it's super important to use all the tracks. So notice that we're almost using this space to the left side of the white line here. There's a little bit of concrete where the grass meets the tarmac. You want to brush that little space right there and meet the grass basically. You're gonna brake and turn more or less at the same time, but you're micro steering into this corner. You're not gonna steer a lot. Look, we have just like 4 or 5 degrees initially so that we can maximize the initial touch of the brake. This is how you're gonna be able to brake late and carry that speed. Then, once you get towards the corner, you should experience a little bit of oversteer if you're doing this right. Because if we keep the front tires alive, the rear can start to kick in, and sometimes, and this is what it's encouraged to do, you have to counter steer a little bit on your way in this corner. This is exactly what's happening here. Notice that we're steering with like 5 degrees towards the left, even though this is a right-hander. And then you will commit more and more, keeping the steering wheel. You see you're not moving it way too much on the first apex. This is basically a double apex approach. Going into third gear, making sure the car gets to the center of the track, don't go all the way towards the left, and then pushing the throttle aggressively like this. Cutting this curb is going to be fine. You should be arriving all the way towards the left, and then quickly bring the car in the center of the track. The moment that you bring the car in the center of the track, you're going to be applying the brakes, still in third gear. But what I want you to do a little bit better than in this lap is to apex later. So this was a bit earlier of an apex. You have to cut more than this. You can cut this grass even more than this. So be obsessed about how much you can cut and apexing a bit later. You see, we're not braking very hard, but you can brake a little bit later and take a bit of a later apex, so that in the end you should be almost close to the white line here on the left side. So this corner will be flat out. This will be the main idea, to have this corner flat out. In this case, we had to do a small lift, but make sure that you're trying to do it flat. It's gonna be a little bit quicker. Now, going into the chicane. This chicane can be a make or break in the lap, especially on a short track like this. This will be the corner that separates a very good lap from a great lap. So, what you want to do is first start with the braking. You want to brake at this shadow. If you don't see the shadow, just put like a car length before the curb. You're gonna brake, and while you brake, make sure you're braking diagonally, going a little bit towards the left, so that at turn in, your tire is aligned with the grass, not with the white line. So see how much space we're using on entry. Super important. Now, once you go into this corner in second gear, make sure you're pressing the throttle the moment that you hit the white curb. Not the red, but the white. The moment that you hit the white one, you're gonna smash the throttle. And in order to be able to do it, so in order to get that rotation early on, you have to brake a bit harder and then quickly drop the pressure. You shouldn't be holding high pressure while you turn, because the car will start to overheat the front tires and you won't have the same grip to point the car. And then smashing the throttle, you can even go on the red curve, that's going to be fine, and this will give you the superior exit that you need, because the next corner is just a lift. Make sure you're aligning yourself once again, not with the white line, but with the grass, putting the tire on this concrete part, the left side of the white line, and then turn into the corner using a little bit this curb, doing just a lift. And the same thing can be said for this corner, using all the track on entry and using a little bit the curb while doing a small lift. Obviously minimizing the steering wheel angle on your way out of the corner, so that you can open the steering a little bit earlier without going on off track, will mean that you're scrubbing a bit less speed. Trying to do the smallest possible lift there will mean you will gain a little bit more speed. So all in all is about efficiency. Once you go towards turn 1 and the chicane, the only thing you should be focusing on is being efficient with your lines, because this is a very short lap, but you can still lose a lot of lap time if you're doing micro mistakes. So all in all, this was the track guide. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out my courses, and looking forward to see you in the next one. Bye bye.